Hello guys, welcome to Hankins Custom Rifles and another episode of Hanks TV. Today is August the 6th. It's a Sunday morning. It's a beautiful day for test firing a gun. It's starting to sprinkle just a little bit, but there's practically no wind out there at all that I can see. And what we're going to do today is we're going to test fire this muzzle loader, and we're going to do a review on this scope. I'm going to start out with the scope first and go ahead and tell you what we've got here. We've got a Citron S3. And it's in a 8-32 power. It's got a dot reticle in it. It's a great reticle for target shooting. I've got this same scope on a gun of mine, and I hunted with it one year, and late in the evening when the sun started going down, you just couldn't hardly see the reticle in the scope. I could see the deer out in the field, but it was hard to find that little dot and be able to keep it on the deer where I needed it. So if there's a bad thing about it, it's the reticle for hunting. But this is not a hunting gun, it's a target gun, so it's perfect for what we've got it chosen for here. Citron does make other reticles available in this scope, and if I was going to buy one to hunt with, I'd get a different type of reticle. But anyway, it's an 8-32 30mm tube, got external windage and elevation knobs, got side focus. It comes with this nice neoprene cover to put over the scope, but it won't fit if you've got the sunshade on. So in order to use the scope cover, you would have to take the sunshade off. But it is a very protective cover for putting on the scope when you're not needing it, or if you're transporting it, four-wheeler ride or something like that. It would be a good choice, be a good thing to put it on there, take your sunshade off. So we'll move on to the rings. The rings I used on these are Vortex rings. They're precision matched rings. We've got a Night Force steel Picatinny rail that's been drilled and tapped with 2 extra mounting screws. And let's see, the Remington action is stainless steel. I've polished it out, so it gives it a nice look for a target rifle. The barrel's a Brooks barrel with their hybrid flute pattern in it. It's also been polished. And then I painted the flutes black with Cerakote. We've got a custom made muzzle brake on the front, and the barrel's a 1-in-20 twist 45 caliber. We'll move on to the stock. There's a little story behind this stock. This stock was bought by the customer for practically nothing. Somebody had taken this stock and tried to inlet it for a Badger bottom metal, and they just boogered up the whole bottom end down here to where it looked pretty nasty. And then they put a big notch over on this side of the stock, and I don't know what their deal was they was going to do there, but anyway, I used that notch for the bolt stop. I fixed the nasty inlet job underneath with some Bondo and fiberglass and cleaned it up, primered it, and we widened the forearm about 1/2 inch, so we've got a 3-inch wide forearm now instead of that little 2 1/4 inch wide that was on it. So I guess we widened it about 3/4 inch actually. And then I painted the whole stock in a candy orange marbleized color. And the stock, it starts out, you paint it black, then you put a silver marbleizer base on, then you put your candy orange. You could use any color candy you want, blue, green, red, whatever, but we chose to go orange with this. And then the customer decided he wanted to name this gun Total Chaos, so I put Total Chaos on here with a gold leaf, and that turned out to look pretty nice. So that's got a little gold leaf on it. I think it sets off the orange. The sun's not out today, so this color is not really popping like it would if it was in the sun, but this is a metallic clear coat, so when the sun shines on it, it's going to really glitter and sparkle, and it looks really nice outside in the sun. But really, that's about it on this gun. I'll just go ahead. We're going to shoot it a couple times today at 100 yards, see how it's going to shoot, and hopefully everything goes good, and we'll be able to deliver it to the customer. Now, next weekend is the Kentucky Challenge. For you guys that don't know what the Kentucky Challenge is, it's a muzzleloader shoot that I put on down here on my farm, and we shoot out to 444 yards. That's as far as we can get here. Almost 450, but it's actually 444. And we'll have 15 or 20 guys show up, and we all take turns. We got 5 shooting benches, and we take turns shooting off of the benches. And it's just a good old time. We have a lot of food to eat. We roast a pig just about every time. I do it twice a year, once in April, once in August. And then we have what we call the polar bear shoot. That's in January. But the Kentucky Challenge is actually April and August. Any of you guys interested in coming to one, just shoot me an email, give me a phone call, and I can fill you in on the details. But it's in April and August, and then there's the one in January called the Polar Bear Shoot. So without any more talking and wasting much more of your guys' time, we'll go ahead and shoot this gun a few times. Give me a minute, I'll get it loaded up, and I'll get back with you guys when we're loaded and ready to fire. Okay guys, I got the gun loaded, got a primer module in place, got the bolt closed, safety's on. We are running a jewel trigger on this gun, set at about 1.5 pounds. And I'm using Pittman AccuMax bullets. These are 275 grain bullets. We're shooting 78 grains of powder with my original large rifle Magnum primer system. Now this system's starting to be copied a lot because people finally figured out that it is the best way to go, and that the 209 system is kind of inferior. So you're going to start seeing this on the market by a lot of different people, but if you want the original, you can get them from me, and my prices can't be beat on this. I am the manufacturer. There's no middleman. I'll sell them straight to you. I make them, and you can buy them straight from me. So that's what I'd recommend you doing if you want to build your own gun and you want the best ignition system out there, whether it be for black horn shooting, smokeless powder shooting, anything you want to ignite. This right here is the best system to use to ignite it. So it's been proven now for probably 8 or 10 years. So without any more talking about that, we're going to go ahead and fire off the shot. What I want to do today is I've got this gun sighted in. I sighted it in at the house before I come down here to the range, but I can't shoot very far at my house. So we're sighted in pretty good at 100 yards. I want to shoot 3 shots at 100. Then we're going to move out and shoot a couple shots at 444 yards. And then we're going to move back into the 100 yard, test the scope, see how its tracking ability works, and basically just play around a little bit and see how the gun's going to shoot. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we're a little bit high and left, so let's load it up again. We're ready for shot number 2. And now for shot number 3. Okay, we've got a pretty good group going just to the left of the bullseye. And what I'm going to do is turn my elevation knob up 8.5 minutes, and we're going to reposition the camera and we'll shoot for 444 yard gong. Then we will go back to our zero and shoot a couple more at 100 yards. Okay guys, I elevated my scope up 8.5 minutes. So now we're dialed in. We're setting on the gong at 444 yards. I'm gonna go ahead and try to ring that a couple times, and then we'll dial it back down to 100 yards and shoot a couple more for the group and see that the scope tracks and goes back into the same group where we were at when we started. So let's move on out to 444 yards. I'll be shooting the big gong on the right hand side, the big round one. Alright, that was a hit. So what I'm going to do is just load it up again. Shoot another one. For you guys that are deer hunters, you hunt over these big long fields like this, if you've got a gun capable of shooting the way this one will shoot, and all of them that I build will shoot, if you've got a deer at 100 yards, you've got no problem to kill it. If you've got one that comes out at 500 yards, all you got to do is know the drop, know your MOA, how much you got to call up, and dial and shoot. Some of you guys saw the video last year. I had Kyle Pittman's daughter come down here, and she was sitting right here at this bench and killed a deer at 418 yards or 426 or something like that. It was over 400 yards, and all I did was dial up the scope for her and let her pull the trigger. If they're out there and you can see them, you can just about kill them. All right, we're going to go back out to 444. And we got another hit. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to load up again, and then I'm going to come back to the 100-yard target and shoot another 3-shot group at the same group that we shot earlier. See if they go back into the same spot. Now you do have to make sure that you remember, turn your scope back to 0, or if you shoot at something at 100, you'll shoot over its back. Okay guys, we got repositioned. I'm going to shoot 3 more shots now at the 100 yards. See if our scope tracked back to where we were at before. And here we go. Okay guys, it went back down to where we were shooting at before, or should I say pretty close. I'm satisfied with it. The glass on this scope is really nice and clear. I like the dot reticle. I like the side focus. So definitely would be a thumbs up on this scope. Looks pretty nice. The gun's shooting pretty good. And I think what we'll do is walk down there and take a closer look at the target. And then we can pack this one up, or should I say get it ready to be delivered. The guy that owns this rifle now is coming to the Kentucky Challenge this weekend, and he'll be picking it up here to shoot, and we'll be shooting it some more down here during the weekend. So let's walk on down to the target, and we'll see what we got down there. Okay guys, we made it down here to the target. This is at 100 yards where we were just shooting from, and our groups from the adjustments are just a little bit off, not much, but my first group is right up here, and after the adjustment and coming back down, my second group is a little bit lower. So we got 3 bullets here and we got 3 up here. We didn't change the windage at all, so our group is a little bit to the left. That's adjustable, and that's what we've got. So all in all, we're about 1.5 inches at 100 yards with some scope adjustments in here. That's not too bad, and I'm sure it'll get better. As we shoot it some next weekend, we'll find out exactly how good this gun's going to be able to shoot. The owner will be down here, and he's going to use this gun in the competition, and we'll see what happens and where he can place at with the new gun. So this is it. Total chaos, custom paint job, Citron scope, Remington Action 700, all polished out. Looks good, shoots pretty good, and if you want something like this, you can call me and I'll build you a gun that's similar. So just give me a holler if you need anything. Visit Hank's message board, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time guys, we'll see you later. Hello guys, the video that you just got done watching was a video of Mark Vincent's gun that I built for him, and he picked that gun up last week at the Kentucky Challenge. And although I didn't shoot the gun to its potential during the test firing, Mark shot it pretty daggone good last week at the Kentucky Challenge, and he now holds the Kentucky Challenge record for 300-yard tightest group. He shot a group at 300 yards that measured .757, shooting a 300 grain Pittman AccuMax, 73 grains of IMR 4198. His barrel was a 1 in 20 twist Brux, and just wanted to let you guys know that although I didn't shoot it to its potential, I didn't shoot it as good as most of these guns that I test fire shoot. I was just maybe having a bad day or whatever, but Mark Vincent proved the gun out pretty well at the Kentucky Challenge. He shot some really, really good groups. I can't remember what place he came in total overall, but he now holds the record for 300 yards, and he shot a 3/4 inch group, 757, so just 7 thousandths over a 3/4 of an inch at 300 yards. So that is now the group to beat for our 300-yard match. But just fill you guys in, let you know that the gun did turn out to be a really good shooter. And if you need anything, let me know. Thanks for watching the videos. Give me the thumbs up when you can, and join Hank's message board. Talk to you next time.